Video, and today we're just going to be talking about, what all will hopefully be added in to the next Warfare update, or the next few Warfare updates. Either way, just some things that we're going to hope is going to be coming along. Some more ideas for, just requests from Keen Software, and just some ideas I want to get out as a community. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Warfare update. Let's look back and see what all they introduced. In the last one, they introduced the rocket launcher, all the new pistols, and they retweaked the currently existing weapons. Some are now semi-auto, some are burst fire, some are now fully rapid fire. But there are a few weapon classes that I feel like they kind of missed, and one of which being, we'll start off with the close quarters combat. Now, with a lot of warfare, you're typically going to be whether inside of a station or within inside of a spaceship, and normally whenever you're inside those two, given the designs, they're not exactly always very open. They're very small, close together. So CQC weapons such as shotguns and submachine guns would definitely be a want-have weapon. Definitely on some of the combat-heavy servers I've been on. They would have been a very nice addition as opposed to assault rifles. Just something to where you can get around those corners real quick, or something to where you can lay down a bunch of lead in an area if you don't really have time to aim out your shot, or if you know something immediately over there. Use or at least base their stuff off of. Here we have the SMG created by a modder known as Doctors. I don't really know much about his content. I only found this image on the page where I was looking for weapons to put up for, just for visuals for the video, but also for inspiration, just in case. And this here is actually a really nice design for an SMG, and I think that, just give it a high rate of fire, not necessarily like an AR-15, but just, just low damage per shot, a lot of damage, a lot of shots, lots of RPM or RPS, I guess, rounds per minute or rounds per second. Low damage. This would be a perfect weapon right here to have in very tight-knit areas, especially if you're going up against multiple people. So like the SMG will be designed for CQC against multiple people, and then here with the shotgun fights of just, like one-on-one, you got one target, pull out the shotgun, boom, okay, you gotta rack the new shell. Not the ideal if you're in a ship that has multiple people inside of it. Just, like one, two, just a few people in there, and you're just going up against those few people at a time. Shotgun would be a very good choice. It's also a good weapon if you get up close to, let's say, an interior turret. This would be the weapon to use, whereas, like I said before, the SMG would be more of a weapon that would be for multiple targets down one area. Extremely low accuracy for both these weapons, a large bullet spread, great for CQC in closed off areas because it just guarantees that you're gonna at least hit something. Of course, make the weapons where they're short ranged. Long range weapon, something that if you are out there in the open field, let's say that you got targets that you might have detected sweeping up, or scouting out your area, you're up on a nice little high place, large open field. Clearly the one thing to use would definitely be a sniper rifle to get rid of your enemies very quickly, or just any hostile targets far away from you. And I think a sniper rifle would be the perfect weapon. Now here we have just a basic rifle here in this picture, but I picked this one out because it looks a lot like it could be a sniper. If we just get rid of that little top rail right there and place a scope onto it, elongate the barrel just slightly, and then shorten the mag, boom, there you go, sniper rifle. And I think that this sniper rifle would work well if it worked quite like a lot like the one in Halo. 2 shots on a body shot is a kill, 1 shot in the head, that's a kill. If you don't like that idea, then maybe 1 shot in the head from the visor so they have to face you. That would work out fine. High zoom, long distance would be the perfect weapon. Sneaky kind of player, and all those weapons sound a bit too loud. Personally, I can agree with that. I do like to move through as undetected as I can, even though on a multiplayer server with multiple people, you're more than likely not going to really make it to, actually be stealthy like you want to be because, oh, hey, I died down in this area on this ship, someone's in the ship. It's just, you're not gonna be sneaky, but something to give off the feeling that you can be sneaky, or at least be sneaky with perhaps maybe some additional NPCs. Come on, Keen. Come on. We heard you guys talk about it and how much you wanted it. Just bring in the NPCs. Alright. So what if that's what you want? What if you just want to be stealthy? Well, simple. The standard assault rifle just silenced. Just deals a little less damage, a little less range, but it's quiet. You can barely hear it. It has a very quick sound drop off, I guess is one thing you could say for it. And that's pretty much all it is for this one. Just a standard semi-auto weapon. Function the way we need them to, because now we have a long-range weapon, is a bunch of mid-range weapons that we already had before, and then now we have close-range weapons. So how can we make it to where these things can actually function the way we need them to, and not really interfere with performance? Well, normally there's damage drop off, but we can do cut off. So all weapons have a max range of 800 meters. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it. So for the sniper rifle, we increase that by another 200 meters, so it's 1 kilometer range, or maybe 1.5. So that way, it's a long-range weapon. The mid-range guns can probably stay there at the 800 mark, or if we make the sniper a 1 kilometer weapon, we take the current 800 meter weapons and we just shrink down their range just a little bit to, let's say, about 750. And there you go. And then the close quarters weapons, about 250 meters at the most. So the rapid fire pistol, the shotgun, the SMG, those 3 weapons at the max effective range of about 250, or not even 250. I mean, we could probably go with what, 500 or so. I mean, I highly doubt that's even going to be usable with the lack of accuracy from those weapons, but hey, just spray and pray, then spray and pray. And I think that if the bolts get cut off, just delete after that distance. We won't see any sort of problems with performance, so it won't be too much of a problem, because I know performance is definitely a big thing for a lot of us, a big thing for me. And at the same time, weapons will feel a little more, hey, what's the word I'm looking for? They'll feel a bit more, not modular, dynamic. That's the word I'm looking for. They'll definitely feel a little more dynamic, because hey, yeah, they're this far away, gotta use this one. Oh, they're this close, better to use this one. So let's go on to ship combat and changes I'd like to see, or changes that we could be seeing with those ships. The turret system, we all know, it could definitely be at least a little bit better, or at least tweaked to seem better. 800 meters seems awfully close. 1 kilometer for ship combat, I think is, a little bit better. Not much of a difference, like I said, with the rifle, but I think maybe just 1.5 would make sense, because that's a fair bit of distance for large turrets. Smaller turrets we can have max be about 1.25, or just a simple 1. But for large turrets, I think they need to be up to 1.5 meters, or 1.5 kilometers, not meters, 1.5 kilometers, forgive me on that, because this way we can have ships engaged further away, but also something else we can do is maybe have certain turrets, maybe new turrets could be coming in that will have this distance, but if not, at the very least, a tweak to the current turrets would be just loved. It'd be phenomenal. With the Gatling turret, I think it's everyone's favorite turret. I mean, it's accurate, it stays on target, multiple rounds per shot, rounds are cheap compared to the rocket launchers. What changes can we do for it? Well, here's the old style. What if we brought a version that looks a lot like this, the top part, that multi-barreled right there, and this just the way the turret is set. If we bring that one back as a different form of turret, something similar to a Sea Whiz. Ammunition is a little bit more, but the range is closer. So Whereas, let's say that the new turrets now are made about 1.5 kilometers. This one is a standard 800. The ammo is more expensive, mainly because it fires more rounds per clip, or more rounds in a single setting. But each round individually deals less damage, much like an SMG for your spaceship. And that's pretty much, that's quite simple right there, really. Changed, or at least the one thing I'd like to see changed in terms of the current existing weapons. Why is the rocket tube, the fixed, can only do one side? You have to aim it out yourself on your ship rocket pod, only 800 meters. That thing would be phenomenal if its range exceeded the turrets, because then you have a destroyer. You have to aim out your gun far away from the enemy, lead out your target. You could turn your ship into a sniper with that. I think it would be a little bit better if it was made, you know, if turrets are made at 1.5, I think it'd be good at a 2 kilometer maybe, or about a 3. Still within range of being seen, even on even on the lowest sight settings, and it's still, it's a decent weapon. And if you still want one that shoots better, deals more damage, you construct your own railgun, or simply, like the Clang railgun that's been going all over freaking everywhere lately. That's why I can't go anywhere without seeing that thing. And I mean, I don't blame it either. I mean, it's a nice turret, and I'm getting off track. So just for the very basics, I think that would be a nice change. Just simply make the pod, or make a separate long-range pod, deals more damage, has that longer range, and it just got less rockets per pod, and you have to wait a decent while in between each rocket. And that's about all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you all next time.